coast to coast. And boy, oh boy, could he steer, whether it be a big block Ford or Chevy, this guy got the job done. You know him as Big Tom Hager the Horrible? We just call him Tommy Hager! Tommy, how are you? Tommy, how you feeling this day?
You know, very shortly I'm going to get my prosthesis, and they said I'll be up and going. If I'm up and going, I'll probably be back in a race car.
Well, it sort of takes us back to the days in the early 50s and 60s when the legendary Vernon Smokey Dangler drove with one leg.
You know, I remember that, and I used to wonder, boy, how can he do something like that? Well, I'm about to find out. You know, never thought it would happen to me. I always said, well, I just said it recently. I said, if I knew I was going to live to be so old, I would have took care of myself a little better.
Understood.
Yeah, but talking about Flemington, I've had some good memories of Flemington. I remember when Paul Fool come there and took over. We didn't know what to expect, and we went to the first drivers meeting, and he really improved the place, made the place decent. You know, before that it was like going to a Saturday night racetrack, and you looked around and there was nothing but shabby things. And I mean, he cleaned the place up and made it really nice. And I'll never forget when I won like a couple races in a row. In '73, I started driving, and we flipped the car, and I brought it back all bent up and twisted, and I won again that night. And Paul came over to me and he says, Tom, he says, you can't come back with that car. He says, it's too ugly. He says, you got to do something with that, he says. So yeah, we put a body on it and come on back, and ended up winning 6 in a row. So that was my good luck charm. But we had some great times there. Unfortunately, progress is taking over. Today, our tracks are dwindling, and we got to try to save them. That's why I started liking Tony Stewart so much. And he went around and started buying up some of these racetracks and was ready to go under. Just the thought of keeping them is a plus, you know.
Oh, no question about that. I think one of the things that all of us are here, we all love auto racing, whether it be pavement, if I dare say it, but or dirt, which we all fell in love with at an early age. And of course, that's what our roots were really based on, and why we, follow racing to this day. I actually have to say that I have the opportunity to call races every Friday night at the Accord Speedway, and that's probably as close to Flemington Speedway racing as you can get today in America.
Well, I'll tell you what, if it is, it must be a great track to watch a race on, because if a person come to Flemington and didn't get a thrill, there was something wrong with them. They didn't know what racing was all about. I mean, you run around there at 125, 130 mile an hour sideways is what you did. And I'll never forget it when I first started out. Stan Pulaski come over to me. He was running the 707 then. And he says to me, I run, I think, third in the heat race. And he said to me, I got him to thank, probably got my career going, because he said to me, he says, son, and I was young compared at that time, And he says, son, he says, if you don't get white paint on them tires, he says, you're not going to win here. And I thought to myself, what the heck is he talking about, And I went out in that feature, and I come in, there was wood sticking in we run steel wheels then. There was wood sticking between the bead and the tires, but I won the race.
Hey, and later on you used the wood that was stuck in the wheel for kindling wood.
Well, you know what? Harmony days, we punched a hole in the oil pan, went over something, and they had a red flag, and the oil was running out of the car. I took a piece of the fence and I rocked and beat the wood into the pan, plugged the hole up, went on, I run fourth, but I mean, instead instead of dropping out, finish the race.
Carl, this is where you got to send the bill to. Tom Hager. Tommy, great to have you with us. Good to see you back and around. We hope to see you back in a race car, my friend.
I hope so. Let's see what it brings, and if I feel the rest of the family's all right with it, I'll do it. If not, I guess I'll hang it up. Not that I want to, but I'll do that because I've been there, done it.
A great career, Tom. You don't have to prove anything to any of us here. You're a legend in racing.
Thank you very much.
Ladies and gentlemen, Tom Hager. Don't go anywhere. We got to take a break. We're going to hand it over to Dr. D. He is going to hand out some